Welcome to PR Playback, our weekly segments where we respond to questions that you send in via email or through our website. And actually, I've got kind of a funny question today, Russ. That's why I asked you to come on with me. We actually had a person in our shop ask me, Jeff, I had a client ask me to pitch a story the other day, and really, there's no news here. So this is kind of tricky. And while you don't want to admit that it's boring, sometimes news is hard to find inside of particular announcements or even activities that clients may have ongoing. So, I mean, you're a former TV reporter. You used to get hundreds of these kinds of requests every week, I'm sure. What do you do? What's a good PR person to do?
Do some research on the reporters within your area.
That makes sense.
Find out what they're covering, what interests them, follow their Twitter feed. And then you might be familiar with something where there's a connection between what your business is doing, what your organization is doing. And then second, I would follow the news and then find a significant trend, either locally or nationally, that might impact your business, that might be an example of that trend within your local area or nationwide. That's another way that we often approach to maybe generate some news coverage for the organization without that particular announcement within that organization being the news hook.
Oh, so right. You don't need to send out a press release necessarily. You wait for that news to be connected to your piece of news and then call that reporter and say, hey, I've got something that's very similar to what you're talking about today.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes
In
sense.
fact, one thing we often do is, like, if you want news coverage, a press release, unless you have some significant earth-shattering news, is probably not the way to do it, but to approach a reporter individually and offer them something special and exclusive, so to speak. That might interest them a lot more than blasting a press release to all the media within your market.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. And you know, there's a phrase that we use sometimes in the PR business called newsjacking that allows you to kind of think about it as hijacking a story. You can insert your information or your client's idea into an ongoing trend and really take over that news stream.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. That's how you get the attention of a busy reporter, and reporters are more and more busy, have to do more things with not as many resources these days.
Right, so hopefully that helps a little bit. That's an interesting challenge, and I'm sure all of us as PR people have faced it, but there are ways to get a good hook, even in a story that doesn't feel like news. Russ, thanks very much for that, and thanks for tuning in to PR Playback.